What is up, y'all? The RGB Stream Teach here, and today I'm gonna go over everything that makes my stream, except me. I'm gonna go over all the equipment, from lights, to cameras, to mics, to stream decks, and maybe a few settings here and there as well. Let me show you how I do this, son. Class is in session. So first up, my RGB lights. I have 4 sets of these, one behind my bed, one behind my dresser, one behind my mirror, and one under the desk that I'm sitting at. These cost about $15 a piece on Amazon, but often I find them for $11 from Fat Kid Deals on Twitter. I make sure that none of the bulbs are actually facing the camera so that they're properly diffused against the wall and not creating hot spots in the lens, because I find that can be a little distracting and harsh. You can see what my lights used to look like and then what I changed them to later. When I use my lights for my just chatting streams, I tend to use them as just blue, because blue is, for one, the color of my brand, and I take advantage of color theory, or how the human brain interprets color. Blue brings a sense of tranquility and confidence. I see myself as that, and I want my viewers to feel that as well. When I'm not doing a just chatting stream and I'm doing a gaming stream, I tend to make the colors of the theme of the game. So for instance, if I'm playing Sonic Heroes, I'm gonna use blue, red, and yellow to represent Sonic, Knuckles, Tails. Or if I'm playing Shredder's Revenge, I'm using the colors green and blue for Leonardo, because that's my favorite character. If I'm playing Ridge Racer Type 4, I'm using yellow. If I'm playing Persona 5, I'm using red. I think you see where I'm going here. I use a total of 4 screens. That's 3 separate monitors with a laptop screen. I have a triple monitor mount to keep the monitors off of my desk to give me a little bit more desk space. On my laptop screen, I have OBS. On my left screen, I have the browser that I'm using, usually for music or reacting to content. In my middle monitor, I have my chat box, because it's right below my camera, so it's easy for me to glance at that middle monitor, glance right back up to the camera, make eye contact with the people, address them properly. And on my right monitor, that's where I always have the game that I'm playing, because that's where my keyboard's placed. It's just easy for me to, again, glance at the chat while I'm gaming and glance back up at the camera. I have one key light above my head to shine on my hair, and I have 2 other key light airs that are meant to shine on my face as my key light and my fill light, and they're both provided by Elgato, by the way. I also have a Stream Deck pedal under my desk that has 3 buttons. I did a review on this product a few months ago. However, I tend to have it unplugged because my cat always sits on it, and he always makes things that I don't want to happen. The Stream Deck pedal did come with high tension springs to maybe offset his weight so that it's not so easily activated, but I haven't had the energy to unscrew the Stream Deck pedal and put higher tension springs in there just yet. My laptop is an Asus ROG Zephyrus G14 with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 GPU. The processor is an AMD Ryzen 9 5900HS, and it has 40 gigs of RAM of DDR4 memory, which you can just get by with 16 gigabytes of that memory and you'll be all right. I have a 1 terabyte solid state drive, and this thing does my gaming, my streaming, my editing, my everything, and it does it quite well. Because I am using a laptop and I use so many different devices, I do have to use a docking station in which I plug in my 2 monitors, with the third being plugged in directly to my laptop, my wireless keyboard and mouse, my wireless headset dongle, my cam link, my Wave 3 microphone, and my Stream Deck, which leaves me with 1 open USB slot, which is where I normally plug in my Stream Deck pedal, and that leaves me with no USB slots remaining. Like I said, I use a wireless keyboard and mouse. If they were not wireless, I would have to use 2 USB ports instead of 1. They are pretty cheapo RGB keyboard and mouse that I don't use very often, but it's from Amazon. It matches the aesthetic. That's why I went with them. I use a basic Xbox One controller with Bluetooth support, so that when it's time for me to play a game, if I do play a game with my controller, which I normally do, I just hold down the button, it turns on, it's already synced to the computer, easy peasy. I use the SteelSeries Arctis 7X headset. It is wireless and it works with everything, including the PS5, the Series X, well, not the Nintendo Switch, I suppose, but it works with my PC and it works with everything I need to. The microphone on this headset is not good. I prefer the potato salad, please, which is why I use the Antlion wireless mod mic on my other green screen setup. And if you want to see a video for that, let me know. When it comes to my Stream Deck, which is the basic 15-button Stream Deck, my favorite button on it is the Showtime button. When I press this button, all the lights turn on, OBS Studio opens up, Leorin board opens up, as well as Streamlabs chatbot for my chat, a browser window, as well as a certain sound plays to get me in the mood. As far as my Wave 3 mic, it was provided by Elgato as well for a review. I have the Elgato mic arm, I have a pop filter and a shock mount, which were all also provided by Elgato. As you can hear from the Wave 3 microphone, it is quite good. I use a camera mount for my camera that is attached directly to my middle monitor facing directly down at me. And this camera mount has to clamp onto my monitor, but it doesn't clamp too hard, and I can adjust the tension on it so that it doesn't cause any damage to the monitor. I used to use a tripod behind the monitor, but that became a bit tedious and a bit precarious because the tripod would fall sometimes. The camera itself is a DSLR camera, a Sony a5100. It has a 16 to 50 millimeter lens that is adjustable and default, and it came with it. And as you have seen on my videos and streams, hopefully, it looks great. I try to keep water near me for my voice and keep a snack near me just so that I can stave off hunger for a little bit. I have my RGB remote to change my colors as I need. And of course, I have my cat deterrent to keep him from jumping in my lap. The last thing that every streamer needs is, of course, a cat to ruin everything that you're trying to do. And that is it for my desk setup. Keep in mind, I do have a green screen console setup, which involves my capture card and a different lighting setup. So if you want to see that video, comment below. Let me know if you want to see that. And also keep in mind that this is not a budget video. This is not a guide video. This is not something that you necessarily should do. And remember that a lot of these things were either provided by the companies that I use, like Elgato. And also remember that I do get paid from my community for streaming, as well as having a full-time 40-hour job to make sure that I'm able to afford the things that I use. Hopefully you learned something, or you just, got that curiosity itch scratched. And if you want to see that equipment in use, feel free to check me out on twitch.tv/TheEricV. If you like the video, then like the video. Class dismissed. Shout out to Corliss and Dr. J for being tier 3 patrons. That shit look like it'll give you like acid reflux more than anything else. Like any other pizza ever.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. It's just tomato soup.
Well, that sound 30 as hell, boy. Like, if acid reflux is like a legitimate concern of yours, like you 30 to the motherfuckers.